Our other big story here in California, 10 deaths are now being reported in the battle against several wildfires burning in LA County.
And it looks like the battle against the flames is far from over at this point. So let's take a look here first at one of the latest fires, the Kenneth fire breaking out yesterday afternoon in the West Hills, their neighborhood, forcing people out of parts of LA and Ventura counties. It has now grown to about 1,000 acres. It is 35% contained. So that is the silver lining here, that some of those winds have died down just a little bit, but we do have those embers still flying through the skies of LA. Los Angeles authorities say the fire is being investigated as arson, and someone is detained at this hour.
All right, I want to show you this. These are all of the wildfires that are currently burning in the vicinity here. So let's start with the Palisades fire. This is the largest that's really just decimated some of those communities. Currently sitting at 20,423 acres. Let's move you over to the Kenneth fire. This is the one that just popped up yesterday, currently sitting at 1,000 acres. They're making very good progress on this one. And so far, it doesn't look like any homes have been affected. Firefighters were really able to get a quick jump on that one and get that one taken care of. Now I want to move you to the Eaton fire. This is the one that is really causing some heartache for some neighbors here. This is just north of the Pasadena area. This one is currently sitting at 13,956 acres. Now keep in mind, the Eaton fire as well as the Palisades fire still 0% contained. Then we have yet another small fire. This is the Hearst fire, currently sitting at 771 acres. All right, let's get out to Steve. He has been in California over the past couple of days. He's joining us live with what he is seeing on the ground.
Yeah, well, we were just talking about how these fires aren't out yet. We'll take a look at it in just a moment. We just saw a new plume of smoke go up near the coast in a second, but I want to start here just to talk about the humanity of what has been lost here in the Palisades fire. This is the community in the Palisades that was just completely leveled. It is haunting to see. Part of why it's haunting, these were families that lived here. A Christmas light wrapped tree here. You've got the swing hanging from the tree branch. The Christmas decorations just completely melted. This was a family that just celebrated Christmas in their house just days ago. Their house is now just a facade. That's all they have. They don't even have the door. Everything else has been completely burned in there. Let's go down here a little bit more, and we can take a look at their next door neighbor. Clearly also a family, as they've got a basketball hoop in the front driveway here. A nice basketball hoop completely installed in, and the glass on the backboard there just melted away into nothingness. Everything. Just breathe this in for a second. Just this scene of complete and utter destruction here in the Palisades. What's interesting is to see the things that did survive, like this fence right here. This is a wood fence, completely fine, untouched. But just behind it, the bushes, they've burned, and then the house incinerated. You don't even see a piece of furniture in there. It's haunting to drive around this community. We just stopped to go live here in front of these two houses, but you go a mile in any direction. This is all just a grid system neighborhood right here in the Palisades, and this is all that's left in a mile in either direction. It is really something to see. Often in these fires, we were talking yesterday about how you see that checkerboard pattern. Well, you'll see one house has survived, the house next door didn't. Here in this community, this fire burned so fast, so hot, that it wiped out every home. There aren't any surviving homes in this neighborhood right now, and that's part of the challenge for fire crews as they've gone through here. I want to talk about how these embers are flying. It's going to be kind of tough to see, but right over the horizon there, you see that black plume of smoke that just popped up? That's right on the coast, right next to Pacific Coast Highway, where that black plume came up. We were actually in that neighborhood yesterday. There's about 5 houses that survived it over there, but one house started up. Fire crews from San Francisco responded to it. They couldn't get any water from the fire hydrant there, so they called in a water truck. The water truck only had about 10 minutes of water, so they were able to get it out, but then it started right back up again. And we didn't see that black plume of smoke about 30 minutes ago, and it has started up again over there. So they're still trying to put out these hot spots. This is 2.5 days in, and this is not done yet.
The destruction is just unbelievable to see, and you kind of put it into words perfectly, would you say the destruction in miles around is just hard to see and hard to fathom, really?
It's emotional when you drive around here because you're not just seeing like in a wildfire where you see all of the plants, the trees, all of them. These are homes. These are places where kids grew up. This is places where adults grew up and they wanted to raise their own kids in the same community that they were raised in. There are memories here. All of this has now just turned into ashes, and the people that lived here, most of them have not been able to come back to their homes if they've been evacuated. Some of them have been able to sort of, it's tough for police to try to completely close it off because these are neighborhoods. There's not, in this area here, there's a few ways you can kind of get in. So we've seen some people on bikes try to get in to see their homes, but for the most part, this community has not been able to return yet to see this destruction firsthand. And when they do, you can imagine there will be a lot of tears here, a lot of shock, and a lot of questions on where do we go from here.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question, whether or not you saw any of those homeowners that had returned back. Do they have barricades up and things like that, Steve, at some of the openings, the entrances to the neighborhoods?
They do. They have a lot of barricades. In California, it's a little bit different than how Arizona operates. They allow reporters to go past those checkpoints there, so we're able to come back here to be able to see it firsthand, to be able to show viewers at home what's going on inside of these communities. But the homeowners themselves have not been able to go past those barricades yet.
All right, Steve Nielsen live for us there in Los Angeles. Great job this morning, Steve. Thank you so much. Stay safe. Of course, he has that mask on to protect what he's breathing and taking in. You can join Fox's support of families impacted by the California wildfires. Of course, your donation enables the Red Cross to respond and help folks recover from this disaster. You can use the QR code there on your screen. Fox Corp has made a $1 million donation.